All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be taking a rapid reconnaissance of Softools.
Okay.
We are looking at their website, right? So we're going to see what they say about themselves and
Yeah.
what we can glean from that.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, what caught my eye is that they're really hitting these buzzwords, right? Like speed, simplicity, scale.
Yeah, they want it all.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Who doesn't?
Right.
And the thing is, they're backing it up with, like, Coca-Cola, which, like...
Right away, you're like, if they're big enough for Coke, they're big enough for...
I know, right?
Anybody. So.
Yeah. Like, what is going on here? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
So tell me, from your perspective, like, what is it about Softools that's so interesting? Because I know you're really into this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think what I find fascinating about Softools is it sort of embodies this larger trend that we're seeing towards really democratizing software development. So for a long time, if you wanted a piece of software, you had to either like go to a vendor, spend a ton of money, customize it, or you had to have your own internal IT team build something from scratch.
Right.
And that's just not feasible, especially now that everybody needs some kind of custom software solution.
Yeah.
So what Softools is part of is this movement towards these no-code, low-code solutions that really empower people who are not technical. They don't have computer science degrees, but they're the ones on the front lines. They're the ones in the business that understand the problems.
They know what they need.
They know what they need, but they don't necessarily know how to, like, write JavaScript or Python or whatever it is, right? And so Softools is giving them these tools to actually be creators of their own solutions. And that's just tremendously powerful when you think about how agile and how fast companies can move if their workforce is empowered to just build the solutions they need.
Yeah, well, and especially, I mean, they do a really good job of, like, you know, like I was saying, they use that word speed.
Yeah.
And their website actually says from idea to application in days.
Yeah, that's ambitious.
And I'm just like, is that true?
Right.
Like, is that even possible?
Yeah. I think it depends a lot on the complexity of the application, but the premise behind these kind of no-code, low-code tools is that it can drastically shorten that development lifecycle because you're not writing code from scratch. They have these visual development environments where you can, like, drag and drop components, connect them together, almost like building with, like, digital Legos.
Okay.
So it's much more about understanding the logic of what you're trying to build, the workflow, the data you need. And that visual approach really lends itself to much faster development than if you had to write every single line of code.
So I don't have to, like, go learn C.
You do not.
Okay. Leave that to us.
All right, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So they're really saying that this is for, like,
Yeah.
non-technical people. Yes, absolutely. They really highlight that. Their target audience is these non-technical users. So think about, like, the sales manager who's droning in spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Or the marketing coordinator who's doing some, like, repetitive task every single day.
Right.
They understand that problem better than anyone, and now they can actually do something about it without needing to know how to code.
Okay. I'm kind of starting to get on board a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted to ask you about is this Coca-Cola thing, right?
Right.
Because it said that, like, they had one quality manager who built, like, 30 apps.
Yes. It's remarkable, right? Just one person.
That's a lot.
That's incredible. And I think what that really speaks to is that, you know, if it works at the scale of Coca-Cola with their incredibly complex supply chains, global operations, all the different things they're juggling, it really suggests that this is a robust platform that can be used by businesses of all sizes. And what I found particularly interesting is they specifically highlighted audits. They talked about this manager building audit applications. So that suggests to me that this might be a particularly good platform for organizations that have a lot of processes, a lot of checklists, maybe a lot of compliance requirements. And if that's your world, if you're living in that kind of organization, then Softools might be something to really look into because it seems like they've got some real strength there.
Okay. That's really interesting because I didn't even catch that when I was on there.
Yeah, it's in the details.
But it's like, yeah, if you're in one of those highly regulated industries or something like that, where you do have all the checklist and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And if they've got, like, pre-built stuff for that.
Right.
That's huge.
Absolutely. And you think about how much time and energy and money is spent on compliance and audits.
Yeah.
If you can streamline that and make it more efficient, that's huge savings for organizations.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, okay, But one thing I did want to ask about, and maybe this is just me being like a little bit skeptical, but they talk about scale, right?
Right.
And it's like, okay, it's all well and good if I can build a little app for like me and my team to use, but what happens if that thing takes off? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like, what if we need it to like work for the whole company all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Can I handle that?
Yeah, that's where their emphasis on scalability is really important, right? It's not just about building for today, it's about building for tomorrow. And so they specifically talk about being able to add users, add data as you grow. But then they also mention adding languages, which I thought was interesting, right? It suggests that they're thinking about international expansion, different user needs. So you wouldn't want to invest in a tool that you quickly outgrow. And it seems like Softools is really trying to address that concern head on by emphasizing that, look, this is something that can grow with you.
Okay. Okay, I like it. So, okay, let's bring it all back, right?
Yeah.
For the folks at home listening to this, why should they care about Softools?
I think the big takeaway here is imagine a world where you can ditch those tedious tasks that eat up your workday, where you can replace those clunky spreadsheets with streamlined apps that actually make your life easier, where you can build custom tools tailored perfectly to your team's needs, and you can do all of this without writing a single line of code. That is the promise of Softools.
It's like giving like superpowers to like everyone in your company.
Absolutely.
Because they can build their own solution.
That's right. And it unlocks so much potential in terms of efficiency, innovation, because now you're not limited by, oh, we have to wait for IT to build this for us. If you have an idea, you can just go and build it.
Exactly.
And that's incredibly powerful.
Well, that's awesome.
So I'd leave listeners with this thought. If you could build a custom app to solve your biggest work frustration, what would it be? And Softools might just be the tool to make that a reality.
That's a good one to leave them on. That's a good one.